Kelley Ross from Bourbon, Indiana. I am 40 years old now. I was 34 when I was diagnosed. I found the lump myself during a self-exam. Went to the doctor, had him check it out. He really did not think it was anything, but he said, let's send you for a mammogram just to be on the safe side. I have no history whatsoever of breast cancer in my family. A week later, got the diagnosis. It was actually the day before my oldest daughter turned 7 that it was breast cancer. So then everything kicked into gear, of course, and I chose a mastectomy with reconstruction. I had 6 rounds of chemo, no radiation, and then, follow-up things after that. I seem to look at things, I've always been an optimistic person, but I'm even more optimistic. I don't let a lot of the small stuff bother me. Some things still do bother me, but I don't hold on to it like I used to. I don't let the messy kids' rooms get to me like it would have 7 years ago. I enjoy life more. There's always time to do the other little, cooking, cleaning, that kind of stuff. But I tend to enjoy life more and take more advantage of it. My biggest fear was I had 2 daughters at home. One just turned 7 and the other one was about ready to turn 2. And I love my husband dearly, but he even agreed he didn't want to be there raising 2 daughters on his own. And I said, you're right. And I wanted to see them grow. So that was the biggest thing. After it set in, and like I said, everything happened so fast. My doctor, God love him at the time, he had already set up appointments. He knew that he was also a family friend. He knew what we would want, and so he had already set everything up, got the ball rolling. So once all of that went into gear and I knew what was going to be happening, I just had a sense of, you're going to be fine, work through this, do what you need to do, it's going to be okay. Faith, family, and friends. I have a wonderful husband, 2 great daughters, and they were very entertaining through all of it. Even when this 7-year-old didn't know she was being entertaining, she was. I tell a story about I hated the wigs. Oh, I hated those. And a lot of times when I would go to take the kids to school, beforehand I would just have a bandana on around the house. Well, I would walk out of the door and forget to put a hat on. And my daughter's like, Mom, not going anywhere, get a hat. She was like, too embarrassing. And Bourbon is a very small town. Everyone knew what I was going through, but that was still, couldn't wear that bandana in Bourbon around. It had to be a hat. So my kids got me through it. My husband was wonderful. Our family was great. Friends, I had a list of people wanting to take me to chemo. I'm like, this isn't, a circus, kids. Everybody was like, no, let me take you this time. No, let me. So it was wonderful. You find out your friends and family and how great they are. I knew I was fairly strong, somewhat independent woman, but going through that, I found out how much stronger I really was and how much more I could deal with. There's a saying that says, God doesn't give you more than what you can deal with. And I kept saying, okay, God, I'm done. Quit giving it to me. No more. But I went through everything, and I still have friends today commenting about how much of a positive attitude I chose through everything versus poor me. And I think that helped too. As corny as this sounds, even though I have big dreams and goals and everything, have I taken a big trip? No, we didn't do any of that. But in terms of being a human being, a person, I tend to look for the better in people more. And being a high school teacher, that comes in handy on a daily basis. You know, I know of things that people at the time when I was going through cancer, they didn't have a clue, or they thought they might but didn't. And I always try to think of that. I guess that has instilled in me that you never know what the other person is going through. And so I always try to look for the good, and I'm an optimistic person, I guess. First of all, I always tell women, please go get mammograms. Please. If you think it is something or it isn't something, please go get it. And if you're not comfortable with that diagnosis, then go get another one. Go to a different person, a different type of, mammogram. Do that first. And it's okay to be scared. Being scared is normal. It's human reaction. But it's a lot better to go through the treatment and be on this side of it versus not. And I'm always so sad to hear of women who were too afraid to go, and then it was too late, when there's so many good outcomes nowadays.